For nearly a year, many Iowans have wondered what could have driven two teenage boys to kill their Fairfield High School Spanish teacher. Tonight, new court documents answer that question. Tomorrow marks 1 year since Noema Graber was reported missing. Police found her body the same day in a park.
It's also the day two teenagers were arrested for her murder. KCCI's Andrew Mullenbeck walks us through what prosecutors say happened on November 2nd of 2021.
Steve and Stacy, Jeremy Goodale and Willard Miller face charges in Graber's death. Both were 16 when they were arrested. Tomorrow, a judge will hear a motion by Miller's lawyers in an attempt to throw out some evidence citing lack of probable cause. And in response, the state is releasing its most detailed account yet of that day. Prosecutors say Miller and Graber had a meeting that afternoon to talk about a bad grade in her Spanish class. That evening, someone says they saw two males driving Graber's van near Chautauqua Park, where Graber was later found dead. In Miller's interview with police, he tells them he did not kill Graber. He claims a group of masked teens forced him to hide her body and drive the van away from the crime scene. Police were led to Miller and Goodale when another teen showed them Snapchat messages detailing Graber's killing. Now, Miller's lawyers say he never waived his right to an attorney in that interview, and they want a judge to throw out the Snapchats at trial. Tomorrow's hearing starts at 9:30 in Jefferson County. Stacy?
Andrew, thank you. Both Miller and Goodale are charged with first-degree murder. A judge denied their request to be tried as juveniles. Their cases have been separated. Both were given a change of venue. They were initially going to be tried in Fairfield in Jefferson County in southeast Iowa. Miller's trial is scheduled to start in March in Pottawatomie County on the opposite side of the state. Goodale's trial is scheduled to start December 5th in Scott County in far eastern Iowa. If convicted, both face life in prison without parole.
I would appreciate if we just give them life in prison, because none of this makes any sense. You decide to talk to your buddy about how you're flunking class, and so you go to the park and magically four dudes all masked show up and they're like, take this dead body, and you get rid of it, and you just do it. You don't think to walk away. You don't think to call the police. You don't think to call somebody who's an official at the school. You just do it because you failed a class in school. Now look, I hate school as much as anybody else. As a recent college graduate, I can tell you all, because I have the justifications of a college degree to tell you, school is an absolute waste of time. Past the point of learning how to read and write, there's no purpose for me to be in school, because none of this is something that would cater to my actual life. I struggle to know how to do taxes. I struggle to survive in the common society of America. None of these things were taught to me in school. I just have to go based off of fight or flight. Regardless of any of that, if I failed the test, you know what I would do? I would study, or not do homework, or cheat, or beg somebody to do my homework for me, or pay somebody to write my paper. I wouldn't plot to take the life of my teacher, all because I couldn't understand anything that they were teaching me. To think that you could ask for Snapchat evidence to be removed because you were in these Snapchat messages bragging about that is the smoking gun needed so that Big Tyrone could get him some white chocolate. Because there's no way I could sit here and think, you were somebody coerced into doing something you didn't want to do. These random masked individuals just showed up and had an issue with the exact same person you have an issue with, and it's just so convenient that at the same time you're talking to your buddy about this, these same masked men come up and do the deed and ask you to get rid of the body. It's also convenient that one of the individuals involved in this is somebody who had a wheelbarrow and brought it to help remove the dead body. This is all convenient, and you expect me to believe this convenientness and also not hold you in prison for life. No, I'm sorry, little white boy and little white boy twin accomplice. You both are the primary suspects, and a lot of your talking evidence is not really substantial to what you've been doing and are fighting to have not be brought up in court. So my hope is that this person gets the justice they deserve and these two get locked up, because I can't see them doing anything that would be reasonable, like snitching on individuals who would have been there also, because there's apparently surveillance video showing all these different people walking in and out of the park where this happened. Magically, I don't see anything talking about four random men showing up and putting down a teacher and then they all just sporadically disperse from the area. So I'm having a hard time believing any of you and your stories. So I hope you enjoy a long, long conversation with Big Tyrone, because we can talk about how bad Tyrone is. We can talk about his decision making. We can talk about how he ended up in prison for life. But the one thing we cannot deny is that he will always make sure the people who are worse than him get a nice treatment when they drop the soap. So good riddance. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.